If you are on the lookout for a powerful but affordable 4G LTE router for home or office use, then the TP-Link TL-MR6400 wireless and 4G LTE router is a great candidate. Hey, this is Dave from Dignited, and today I want to review one of the most robust and affordable 4G LTE routers you can find on the market today. So let's get right into it. I first reviewed this 4G LTE router 4 years ago and I still recommend it. Well, that's because it works. Okay, so I just got this 4G LTE router for my sister. She was already using an Airtel MiFi for the internet at home, but it couldn't keep up with the needs of the kids browsing and studying online. The MiFi kept acting up, and so she needed something a bit more powerful. Now let's do some quick unboxing of this TP-Link 4G router. Alright, let's get this baby out of the box right now. Yep. Okay, so what we get is a quick installation guide from TP-Link on how to set up the router. Then we get the router itself out of the box. It is right there. Then we have two antennas for the router for better range. Then we also have a power cable that we connect to the wall socket to power the router. Then we have an Ethernet cable and then a SIM card adapter. Okay, so let's just screw in the two antennas onto the router right now. Is really simple, and then let's connect a SIM card to the router. So I got a secondary SIM card from my phone and I had to stick it into the SIM card tray, and then you put it into the router like that. Now make sure that it clips in or clicks in into the router, and yeah, that makes sure that it's now inside properly. Okay, so after that, power on the router and then make sure that you have the LED lights on, one for the Wi-Fi right there, and then the bars for the 4G LTE signal. So make sure you have that powered on. Now you can connect to the router from your phone using the default Wi-Fi name and password found at the bottom of your router. You can also use the TP-Link Tether app to manage the router. Simply create a TP-Link ID and then sync and activate it with your router. You can now change the Wi-Fi network and password to your custom settings. Okay, once you do that, click apply and then go back to the Wi-Fi and connect using the custom Wi-Fi name and password you just created. Okay, click connected, and then now you're inside the app. From the app you can now view connected clients or devices, and you can block and unblock devices that you don't wish to be on the network. You can now also view internet settings, see dial-up settings, that is the APN and internet settings. You can change the default Wi-Fi name and password to what you want. You can see the operational mode of the router and change it, and then you can also update the firmware of the router to the latest version. This TP-Link 4G LTE router is first and foremost unlocked, meaning it can take in any SIM card from any 4G LTE network provider. According to TP-Link, it supports both FDD LTE and TDD LTE networks on these bands. Now, I'm a strong advocate for unlocked devices like smartphones and MiFis and routers. I believe you should have the freedom to swap networks as you please. In a market dominated by subsidized, low-performing and locked 4G MiFis from the likes of Huawei and ZTE, this router scores highly for me. This router also supports up to 32 users or devices. That's pretty much almost everything you have at home. Personally, I have about 7 to 10 devices connected on my home Wi-Fi router. Now, the only thing I don't like about this router is it is single band. It only supports the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi band. That shouldn't be a problem if you don't have much interference from neighbors' Wi-Fi or your own Bluetooth devices, for example. But if everyone around you has a Wi-Fi and hotspot turned on, then this band can easily get crowded and affect your internet experience. On the wired side, this router sticks to the basics. It doesn't have gigabit Ethernet ports. Instead, it comes with 4 100 Mbps LAN ports. But I bet most people care mostly about wireless connectivity. Now, there are a few things I had taken for granted until I interacted with the owner of the router. This router doesn't have a battery like a MiFi. It is powered by the wall socket. So when you have a power outage, you won't have internet either. You probably want to get an uninterrupted power supply or UPS to keep the router powered during an outage. Also, pay attention to the LED lights. The most important one is the one that shows the Wi-Fi status and the 4G LTE signal status or strength. Make sure the Wi-Fi signal LED is lighting white and you have at least 3 bars on the 4G LTE signal LED indicator. On to price and availability. This TP-Link 4G router goes for about $123 on Amazon.com or £75 on Amazon UK, and in Uganda it goes for about 460,000 Uganda shillings at Pavan Computers. Alright, please go ahead and like this video. Also subscribe to our channel to get more tech videos in the future. See you guys in the next one.